Now today, on the big interview, my guest will be Honorable Babu Owino, also known as Paul Ongili, fresh from the Court of Appeal win. What's his plan moving forward? And what questions do you have for him as Embakasi East Member of Parliament? We'll be having that discussion in just a bit. All right, in addition, budget matters. It's a big week when it comes to the national budget. And of course, for you as a Kenyan, what do you feel about the state of our finances, so to speak, and how the government has prioritized on certain issues? I'll be hosting economists to talk about some of the priorities of the government in the 2018-2019 budget. But you can also add your voice by sending us your messages in regards to this, and I will be reading them live on TV as well. All right, without further ado, let's get straight into our big interview. Joining me in studio, Honorable Babu Owino. Mheshimiwa.
Thank you.
Karibu sana.
It's a pleasure.
Welcome to the program.
Asante
I
sana.
actually want to begin the interview by playing something that you said 2 months ago.
Yes.
And I wonder if you're now out of the furnace, as you put it. Let's listen in.
For Babu Owino's cases to be dropped, Mr. Speaker, then President Uhuru Kenyatta and His Excellency Raila Odinga must dialogue, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, for the will of the Embakasi East residents to be recognized and respected, then President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga must continue with the dialogue. Mr. Speaker, as Babu Owino, like the story in the Bible about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, Mr. Speaker, these three gentlemen were put in a furnace to burn to death. But Mr. Speaker, they were put because they did not obey the king then. Mr. Speaker, they came out of the furnace stronger. And Mr. Speaker, I would like to tell the President Uhuru Kenyatta that Babu Owino, he has put Babu Owino in fire and he has burnt and is strong. I don't want to be stronger than this, Mr. Speaker. Let him remove me from the fire.
Mheshimiwa.
Yes.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Are you now out of the fire?
Of course, I'm out of the fire. And I think when you looked at my case, it was politically instigated. During that time, there was too much fire, there was war, and during war, you release all your arsenals. During war, you don't laugh with your enemy. And I think there was a truce once the President Uhuru Kenyatta and His Excellency Raila Odinga shook hands. That shows that we were ready to form a new nation, a nation that was built by our forefathers. That nation ought not to have been destroyed just within an eye blink. It ought to be preserved because we will be there. We are leaders in it. There are leaders before us. There are people who will come after us who shall want to lead a better nation. Personally, I will want to lead this nation in the foreseeable future. When
Basically,
it is,
you want to
when
be
it is a united nation.
Is that what you're saying?
I will be the president one day in this nation.
Okay.
Yes.
If it was politically instigated, and I'll come back to your presidential statement in just a bit,
Yes.
who was behind it?
You know what was happening? In our nation, we had two factions. We had NASA and we had Jubilee. So me, as one of the strong members of NASA, we were fighting with the Jubilee because we know what happened according to the historical injustices. And with that, they also had to fight back. We knew that I won elections, but when my petition was taken to the High Court, we knew the reason why that judge was chosen. We knew why the judge ordered for a recount and scrutiny. Suppose my opponent won on the recount, he would have been announced the winner. But unfortunately, he did not. I won on the recount. That shows that the will of the people of Embakasi East constituency was expressed on the ballot. And when the recount was ordered, the law is very clear that even there was a precedent set in Peter Munya's case in 2013. The Supreme Court clearly stated that once recount and scrutiny is ordered in all the polling stations, then any other irregularity, any minor irregularity is cured by that recount. Therefore, I ought to have been confirmed the legitimate leader, the legitimate member of parliament of Embakasi East constituency. So I see there was a truce, and all in all, the law was on my side. That is the most important thing.
Okay, so despite
I was always confident.
I was almost wondering, what did you want the president to do?
I was always confident.
Because the president has to follow the law also.
I just had to bring the political fire down.
Okay.
Even the president's election was nullified, you remember? He could not do anything about it. Therefore, it was the law which was on my side. But on the other side, we had to settle the political scores. It had to calm down because even the Bible advises us that there is a time for everything. There's a time to fight and a time to make peace. A time to lead and a time to be led. Yes.
Now is the time to make peace.
Now is the time to make peace and to serve the interest of the people who elected us, who put us
Those
in
are
this
people of Embakasi East.
The people of Embakasi East.
And if you're watching this program from anywhere in Embakasi East or wherever you are, but you know about the problems and successes of Embakasi East, send us your thoughts. What are you happy about with Honorable Owino so far? But also, what would you like him to do? 22422 is our SMS line. So what development would you like Honorable Babu to prioritize in Embakasi East? Let us know. 22422 is our SMS line. Use the hashtag #CitizenExtra on the show, and I'll definitely make that apparent to my guest here in studio, and he'll tell us what he's doing about some of those issues. Francis Mureithi, Jubilee Party, was your opponent in this particular matter.
Yes.
Do you see him moving to the Supreme Court?
Whether he moves there or not, it is neither important nor is it urgent, because I believe that the will of the people was expressed, and as at now, the Court of Appeal found that Babu Owino was legitimately elected. So it will be a waste of time. Let my brother come. Let us work. We almost, we are age sets. Let him come. Let him dust up. Let him forge forward, because we know these are just challenges in life. Let him come. I extend an olive branch. We serve the people of Embakasi East constituents. Right now it is time for Babu Owino to lead, and he has to be led.
Okay.
Lazima kubali apangwe Embakasi East constituency. Na mimi kama Babu Owino, I agree that I want to work with him, because he's my brother. He also has a future, and it is God's timing is the best. Personally, in 2022, I will be the governor of Nairobi. Then Embakasi East will be vacant. So I can give him my blessing so that he serves the people of Embakasi East in 2022.
Okay, you've already answered one of my questions. You've declared that you'll be vying for governor in 2022.
Not vying, not just vying, but I will be the governor of Nairobi in 2022.
You'll be the governor. How sure can you be?
I'm sure, because
a week in politics is...
I know, my friend, my history. From the university, I've been a person who serves people. At the Embakasi East, I will tell you what I've done so far to the residents. And I know I'm the only hope for the people of Nairobi that is left, that will be the governor. The people of Embakasi East suffered in 2013 to 2017. They had to poach me from the university before even clearing my degree to go and serve them. And I will serve them religiously and spirited.
Okay, let me indulge you on this. If you say that you are sure you'll be the governor of Nairobi County, what are you going to do differently from a man whom some say you've borrowed some of his philosophies? You're a populist just like him. You're controversial just like him. That's the governor of Nairobi County, Mike Sonko. And you're seeing the challenges he's facing. What are you going to do differently?
See, my friend, between now and 2022 is no time to politic. It is time to give services to the people who elected us. Mike Sonko was elected as a Nairobi governor. We need to give him time to clear his work as a governor of Nairobi. After 2022, he will be judged whether he has performed or he has failed. But all in all, Babu Owino is a different person, because I know I'm so organized. And Babu Owino, as you can look at him and you can see him, is a person who has serious brains. The intellectual capacity is at optimum. And I know I can use the brain, I can use the degrees that I have, the diplomas that I have, to organize this city. There are common challenges that are facing the residents of Nairobi. Very common. The challenges of water, challenges of unemployment, challenges of roads, challenges of garbage, challenges of sanitation and sewerage, issues, matters, schools, markets, very common challenges that any person who really wants to serve the interest of Nairobians can do it if he wants, because there are resources.
Okay.
Both human resource and there's economic resource.
And just as you're saying that we should judge the governor in 2022, you are also being judged as we speak by your residents. They are looking and they are watching you.
Yes.
Before I look at their SMSs, what are some of the biggest issues in Embakasi East?
The issues that I've just mentioned.
You think also?
They are the same issues.
Okay.
In Embakasi right now, I've done more than 8 roads. There's a further Tel Aviv road that I've done that is running from Embakasi ward all the way to Utawala ward. And again in Utawala ward, the ring road towards Utawala Shopping Center is being done. The other day, the MCA and we contributed $1 million shillings to provide temporary maram solution to some of the roads in Utawala ward. The road in Mihango ward, which is called Halingam Road, has been tarmacked right now. There is between Gate B
by tarmacked and completed.
Completed.
Okay.
In Embakasi ward, there is a road between Gate B to Kwandege, running all the way to the sides of the riverbank. Has been completed. In Donholm ward, there is New Donholm Road. All these I've done through the facilitation, liaising with Kera, Kura, and the county government, and the roads have been done. There's issuance of title deeds that I promised my residents in Embakasi that when I get in there, I will fight for it. You saw me putting the PS into task about the title deeds together with the CS. And the president came to issue title deeds in Embakasi East constituency. More than 10,000 title deeds were issued. And
you take responsibility for that?
It is me, because before then, why wasn't it done? It is me who put the CS and the PS into task, and they decided to do it.
So, okay, you know that...
And if you ask the residents of Embakasi East, they will tell you that it is Babu put pressure that made this title.
Can you give me days, meetings, etc.? Let me tell you why. Politicians come on this seat where you are, say it's them, friend, then later on we find out...
There was even a video clip where I was interrogating the PS of lands, Mr. Muraguri. And he stated clearly that we are working on it and very soon we are going to print title deeds. There was a video that I posted on my page. I cannot just start ranting and taking credit where I don't deserve it. I'm a man of God and I love taking credit where it's due. Another thing that I've issued is 25 million bursaries to the students of Embakasi East residents. Because if I always say, and it's a common saying that I use, that when you open the gate of a school, you close the gates of a prison. I want the residents of Embakasi East constituency to be educated.
You've given 25 million bursaries in 8 months.
I issued bursaries. There's 25 million shillings.
Oh, 25 million shillings worth of
to more
bursaries.
Than 4,000 residents, families of Embakasi East.
Okay.
And this week I'm going to do the vocational training. 50 people per ward. That will be a total of 250 residents of Embakasi East constituency will be trained matter skills. Tailoring, carpentry, when it comes to matters electrician, mechanics, they will be trained so that they can earn a living. Personally, I decided to donate my 4 million that I was awarded.
Yes, we heard you announcing that.
That will be used to educate the children of Embakasi East constituency as bursaries.
Okay. What do you consider yourself in terms of your political philosophy? Are you a socialist? Are you a capitalist?
I'm an amalgamation of all this because there's a time to apply socialism and there's a time to be a capitalist. By the end of the day, when you amalgamate it, it is always perfect.
Okay.
As Babu Owino, you said that I borrow some of the principles from Nairobi Governor.
You have been compared to him in terms of your style.
Which is not bad, you see. Everybody has a strength and everybody has a weakness. To me, that is the strength that made him be elected as a Nairobi Governor. That is the strength that made Babu Owino be elected. I didn't borrow it, but I was born with it. It is the strength that Babu Owino be elected as Embakasi East, a member of parliament.
Okay.
And I believe that it is the same strength that I will use to win Nairobi gubernatorial seat.
Okay. Does that strength, however, help when it comes to developing a county or a city? That is now the question. And that's what we are looking at.
Now, that depends on an individual. After being given the position, will you use that opportunity to serve the people who gave you that opportunity? Indulge
me in 1 minute. If Sonko called you today and told you, Babu, I'm in trouble, help me, give me ideas, what would you tell him?
I will give him ideas. For example, this issue of garbage. We have 85 wards. Provide employment opportunities to every ward. Devolve this issue of garbage collection to every ward. It will be done perfectly. And ensure that you supervise this job.
But you know, you're destabilizing the cartels that have already...
If you give it to one cartel, it's not about the cartels. Whether the cartels voted for you or not, you have to stand strong. You don't need to complain every time and say cartel this, cartel that. When you are being elected as a leader, you said I will do it. Those cartels must be multiplied by 0 and raised to power infinity. If you must have
basically dealt with.
Basically dealt with.
Okay.
You must have your stand and say, this is the Nairobi that I want, with the cartels or without the cartels. This is how I want my work to be done.
What if those cartels supported you? On your rise? And populist, and that's the challenge with the populist movement.
You see, it is one vote, one man, one vote. So they don't have to gain more than the common citizens of Nairobi. You have to treat people equally and with a lot of respect.
Okay.
Yes.
I wish Sonko was here to respond to you. Anyway, Embakasi East, you said they poached you from the university.
Yes.
I want to talk a little bit about your university days, and they were rather long. In fact, you've mentioned you have multiple degrees, multiple diplomas, etc.
Yes.
Some say you're a product of SONU. That's where you found your base and rose out of it.
Yes.
But there are many who've raised questions about your activities in SONU and your source of wealth. I personally saw you before you were a Mheshimiwa. I saw you in fancy vehicles. I actually saw you switching from one to another one day in the CBD, for example. Where were you getting the money from in those days?
I'm sorry, I've discussed the issue of my purported
and I asked this because
wealth, because I always believe that my true wealth is in heaven. You know, so this idea of the perception that Babu is wealthy, I don't want to discuss it. I will not discuss it. I've discussed it severally on this and in this studio.
But not with me.
I will not talk about it. So let's talk about matters development. How I will develop the constituents of Nairobi and how I will grow Nairobi in 2022.
You want to be governor of Nairobi in 2022?
I will be.
Nairobians will want to know where you got your money from.
My brother, I've discussed this severally. I will not discuss it again.
End of story.
If anybody has a problem, there's the DCI, there's the EACC. I've discussed it here severally, more than 10 times.
And you feel we're being unfair by asking you?
Again. Let's discuss something that will help the common mwananchi. The mama mboga is suffering. Let's discuss the solutions that will bring benefits to their lives.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yes.
Let's talk about your party. You're in ODM.
Yes.
We are seeing a lot of interesting things happening in ODM post-handshake. For example, we know that the Deputy President has been in Mombasa. He has been endorsed many times, or several times at least over the last couple of days, by people who were previously ODM loyalists. They wouldn't even have hosted the man. The handshake has changed a lot of things. Could we see you also potentially crossing sides, hosting different leaders, now that we are seeing a lot of changes in the country?
Personally, the other day the president was issuing title deeds. He chose Embakasi East as a place where he could come and launch the issuance of title deeds in the whole of Nairobi County, which was which they were supposed to issue more than 50,000 title deeds. I welcomed the president because in the spirit of development, you have to welcome any leader. We don't need to politic any other time. But personally, my loyalty is with the party. It is ODM party that made me be a member of parliament. I used their ticket to be a member of parliament, and I will be not only ruthlessly loyal, but also sufficiently loyal. I will be loyal to my party and will always follow the party constitution to the latter. I'm not a politician who can be easily swayed by these small interests and cheap talks. I'm a person of my principles. I'm a person who will always follow the party constitution to the latter. I'm the party leader.
Okay.
That's it.
Even if the wave in the region is against you, you'll still...
Let that wave be against me. But I'd rather have one person who is loyal to me and I'm loyal to than 1,000 people who we are lying to each other. Even Kenyan citizens will not trust you. That today they see you in this camp, tomorrow they see you in a different camp. What time do you have to serve your people if your work is just to be shifting loyalty every now and then, which means that you can't also be loyal to your constituents?
Okay. I'm seeing the SMSs are coming in quick and fast. Soon we'll be displaying them for you on the screen. We've also seen the fight against corruption really taking quite some time. And then that's why I asked you that question, which you refused to answer. For example, your chairperson yesterday said that the party supports the ongoing war against corruption, and any member, this is John Buddy, any member from the opposition who is going to ethnicize or tribalize the war against corruption will be removed from parliamentary committees. He was quoted in one of the dailies as saying that. What is your take on corruption versus politics? Those who are saying the fight is actually a political fight and not really about corruption. You know, there's a common norm that when you are eating as a politician, it is you as an individual. When you are being fought, you say, we are being fought as a community, as a tribal cocoon. Let's not use tribalism. Because this money that is being looted, my brother, this money is a tax for the Kenyan citizens. Tax meant to create employment opportunities. Tax meant to bring better health care in the nation. Tax meant to build schools. Tax meant to pay lecturers. And tax meant to provide services to Kenyan citizens. By the time somebody is, as an individual, is taking this money, he's not even sharing the loot with the constituents. He's not even sharing the loot with any other person who is perceived to belong to their community. A mama mboga in the village is suffering because of all this. And I believe that we should not ethnicize this issue of corruption. Let's deal with the big fish the same way we are dealing with the small fish. Let us call a spade a spade. Let us deal and let these people carry their own crosses. And the president has started this war together with His Excellency Raila Odinga, and all politicians must follow suit.
Let's not be swayed by cheap interest. When somebody calls you that you have to defend my community, let us deal with these people, because we are destroying this nation. By now, the billions that are lost, over 200 billion, how many employment opportunities would that create to the Kenyan citizens? Therefore, these people must face the law.
You had previously been very critical of the president and his administration. Do you now believe he has what it takes, or he has decided to tackle corruption at all levels, whether it will touch on even his closest friends?
President alone cannot handle corruption. President must handle corruption together with other leaders. And when a leader is performing, you give credit where it's due. When he's not performing, we'll equally criticize. I'm an objective leader. I don't have just to fight left, right, and center. And when there's a problem, we'll say this is a problem, it has to be changed, because Kenya is for all of us. I want my 2.5-year-old kid, I want my 6-year-old kid to get this nation a better place. I want my unborn kids to get this nation a better place, and your kids too. Because people who fought for this nation, some of them are there, some of them are not there. But we are enjoying some of the fruits of democracy because of some people who fought somewhere. Right now, we are leaders. Before there were leaders, now we are leaders. After us, there will be leaders. We need to leave this nation a better place than we found it.
You don't just help the people of Embakasi East by giving bursaries and helping with constructing roads. It's also about legislation and law. Yes. What is your target? You're in parliament. What have you said is an issue that maybe affects not just Embakasi East, but the country, actually, that you would like to champion? As we speak, there is a bill. There are 4 bills I'm working on. The first bill is on how Nairobi can be decongested, this issue of traffic jam. That is the first issue. What's in it, the bill? Enlighten us. I don't want to go into details. It will come out. Okay. But I've just given you a tip of an iceberg of what I'm doing. Okay. The second issue is with the university students. I want help to be increased and the interest rates either be done away with or reduced completely. Because this is a loan that is enabling our children to get education, and my brothers and sisters to get education in this nation. I'm bringing in a bill for the youths so that they can get loan facilities at very subsidized rates. You don't have to go and you know, when you go to a bank and ask for a loan, they tell you to bring a collateral. So which collateral will you bring if you just want to start a business opportunity? Now, that such things should be done away with. People should access loans, and then the rate should be subsidized. Doesn't the youth fund do that? Have you looked at what they do? Youth fund, there's a lot of it. There's too much happening at the youth fund. That's why you see money is getting lost left, right, and center. So, which means there's nothing which is being done there. The issue of women must also be given loans at subsidized rates. So those are bills I'm working on. Okay. And soon. So you've studied what is in the market as we speak, and you say it's not working. Even women, I know there should be access. But women, there's nothing happening. In my constituency, no woman is getting any loan. Otherwise, life would have improved. Lives would have changed. Why are they saying they can't? What are they saying are the key issues when it comes to accessing loans? Problem with this thing is corruption. The money is put aside for that. But before you borrow it, somebody else has already looted it. So you cannot spend what you don't have. And in law, we say nemo dat quod ditat rule. You can't spend what you don't have. They don't have it, so they can't spend it because somebody has looted it. Okay. Yeah. Let me take you back to last year. Do you have any regrets about some of the statements you made, Mheshimiwa? There's no single regret I have, because the statements I made as an intellectual person. Some that I knew. And for example, tell me which statement that I made that I should regret about. A statement that got you arrested by the police. You were accused of speaking unsavory words against the president or a family or his family. Let me tell you, my brother, it is the media that misconstrued my message. What were you trying to say? Let me explain to you what I meant. I said Gaddafi. Kama Gaddafi alitolewa na wananchi, what did you know, or what is the perception that people had about Gaddafi? Dictatorship. Kama Yahya Jammeh alitolewa na wananchi, what perception did you have about him? Dictatorship. Kama Bagbo alitolewa na wananchi, what perception did you have about him? Dictatorship. Wewe ni nani? Wewe ni mtoto wa umbwa. This is what I meant. Wewe ni nani? Mtoto wa umbwa is a puppy. I used it metaphorically. If the bulldogs were removed by wananchi, wewe ni nani? You are a puppy compared to these bulldogs. Metaphorically used. But the Gideri media, the yellow journalists, the one which misinterpreted this thing and made Babu look like a demon. While I'm a God's servant, see. You must have known, Honorable Owino, that and you've been a politician for a long time, even campus days, that your words would be misconstrued.
My friend, but
because it's almost borderline. And yes,
that it has come from my heart, and that is what I meant. I'm not stupid enough. I'm not a fool to abuse a woman. I was raised by a single mom who was selling chang after my dad passed away. I know what women go through to bring their kids up. So it's not in my interest to even open my mouth to abuse a woman, because I respect them.
Would you have apologized for the misunderstanding, even if it's not what you say was what you meant?
It was misunderstood. The president himself, you saw in parliament, together with Raila before parliament, they had a handshake. In parliament himself, he led by example by saying anybody that I've done a wrong to kindly forgive him as the president. Who is Babu Owino not to do so? From the president to the Mama Mboga, I say that anybody that I might have done something wrong to forgive me.
Do you consider yourself a responsible leader?
Very responsible.
A role model for young people and you came from the ranks of young people?
That's why, you see, constituents are not fools. These people are very intelligent people. They elect a person they know is responsible, and they elect a person they know can serve their interest. They can't just elect any other riffraff or any person who is a mundane
person.
Yes.
Okay, let me look at one or two SMSs here. Okay, let's look at some of the issues. Akoko, kindly address the issue of a secondary school plot being grabbed in Donholm Phase 8, which is the only land allocated for building of a public secondary school in the whole of Donholm. Are you aware of that?
It is very important. I'm aware of it. I didn't want to start fighting it while I had other wars to fight about. But now I'm in the lands committee. I will summon these cartels, and you will see. It will be noisy and smelly.
To be noisy and smelly?
Yes.
Fighting cartels has proven, or from what we are told, has proven to be dangerous.
See, that is the perception that we have as Kenyans.
We saw the governor of Nairobi retreating to Machakos, saying that he's afraid for his life.
Babu Owino, I'm scared of nothing, and I will be scared of nothing, and I will deliver the interest of my constituents, whether in my grave or wherever. By the end of the day, everybody will die at some point, so what should we be scared of? Those cartels.
My goodness, Embakasi East people, you're hearing the man himself. Let's look at some of, we have tweets. Let's take a look at some of them. Okay, Ondieki Bismarck says, I love the confidence of Babu Owino. He seems focused and has a dream for Nairobians. Pit Stop Kenya, the problems in Embakasi East cannot be shelved off in one term, but I have strong conviction that Babu Owino will outclass his predecessors. Osumo Jr., I'm a resident of Embakasi East Feather area. I would like to commend Babu Owino for his dedicated service to the people in roads, bursaries, and many other areas. We can see a difference since he was elected. Okay, Simbalaka, when are you going to fix the Greenfields Crescent Road where your own office is located? So that's Greenfield, just note that, Mheshimiwa. Christian Omwani, the road you have mentioned from Feather State through Gate B to Kayole is impassable, contrary to your words. Check on it, Mheshimiwa. Stop lying on national TV. We are watching you.
The road,
hang on. Okay, actually, fair enough.
Well,
let's give you a chance to respond to that.
That road is not from Gate B to Kayole. That person who's tweeted that is lying himself. He doesn't even know.
Or herself. I think that's herself. A lady.
She doesn't know that the road cannot run from Gate B to Kayole. Kayole is in a different constituency altogether. Gate B is in Embakasi ward. So the road is running from
Gate B. So which road were you
talking about? Okay, Gate B. Gate B to Kwandege. Then from Kwandege to Riverbank. It has been done.
Define done. Tarmacked.
It was marammed. They had to provide temporary solution first. It has been marammed. It is possible as compared to the way it used to be. It is not from Gate B to Kayole.
So when will it be? Okay, so it has been marammed. What's the next step on that road?
After that, it is going to be tarmacked in September.
In September. And how long will the tarmacking take? How long is the tender that's been given out?
I think in September, the Kera will advertise about the tarmacking of the road, and at most 1 month, the road will be done.
Okay.
Yes.
Someone also mentioned, I think, Greenfields.
Greenfields. Heading to my office, that is towards Donholm.
Yes.
You see, all these things, you can't do them in a year. Babu Owino, as a person who was serving both in the cells, in the police station, in the court, swallowing tear gas, has already achieved to do more than 8 roads in Embakasi, has issued bursaries, he has donated his money towards bursaries, and is planning to do many more things. These things can't be achieved within a year.
Road seems
that's
to be...
Why, That's why there is 5-year period term to do all these things. And I'm giving that a priority because roads is the first issue in Embakasi East constituency, followed by water, sewerage and sanitation, then employment opportunities, and many more. So I will do it.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell me, there's a question here. NSSF asking residents to pay a little under 1 million for titles.
Yes.
Just clarify that for us.
Actually, those are con men and women. And I'm
Who are those?
The residents. You see what was happening? The NSSF sold parcels of lands to the Tasia residents. Then after that, they didn't issue them with the title deeds. Then they were requesting them to pay 920,000 Kenya shillings so that they use it to construct roads around, which is not the work of the residents to construct the roads. The tax that they are paying is enough for the Kera, for the Kura, for the national government and the county government to use in construction of the roads. And these people insist that they were supposed to pay the 920,000. And personally, I urge those residents not to pay even a dime, not even a coin. Because it is not their work.
But now they won't get their title, okay?
Title deeds issuance has already started. When
for that particular plot?
Even in Tasia, there were some people who had already received. There are some who've not yet received, but I told them to make applications. I'll still go back to the PS. Because the president himself said that nobody should pay a coin for the title deeds. They had already bought the parcels.
They had already paid for the parcels of land.
They had already paid for them. Why would you again pay to construct a road? And the roads, it is me who's supposed to, it is my responsibility to put pressure to Kera, to Kura, to the national government and to the county government to construct those roads. It's not their work to do it. That's why they elected me.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to just summarize all the messages I have about roads here briefly because it seems to be the biggest issue.
Yes.
Somebody says here, let me see. Mheshimiwa, please consider repairing a section at Caltex Donholm, which is causing huge traffic jams. So let me just note this. So
it's been done.
Caltex.
The bigger part has been done. I think there's a small part that's remaining.
But that small part is the reason for all the traffic, and it's just sort of messing.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
Okay.
But the
work
bigger
on it
part
means,
has been done.
Okay.
Okay. So from here straight, I'll go to the county government to take that issue.
Can you give us timelines? When can we expect to see some sort of activity there?
I will not promise that because there's war at the county. And you know, I'm just going to meet, I'll meet the governor, talk to him about it, and then tell him to speed up with it.
Okay, so yes. But you can't give definite timelines.
I only promise if I say that I'll do it by tomorrow and I don't do it, I'll be a liar.
And you're not a liar?
No, this is a man of God.
Okay. This I won't add to that. Tasia Road in a very poor condition. What are your plans, Shadrach, from Tasia?
Yeah, actually there's...
And I guess it's now also linked.
Stage,
yes.
From Tasia stage, moving all the way to Catholic. That is a priority. I met the Kera CEO, the MD. I met him. He told me, Babu, put some of the priorities of the roads that you want to be done. It is the first road that I've put. From Tasia stage, moving all the way to Catholic. So it's going to be done.
So you've already proposed to them that they need to work on that one? I've already
written a letter to Kera. They're going to do it. They agreed.
Okay. And
yes.
By Kera, you mean the Kenya Urban Roads Authority? Or?
No. Kenya Rural.
Kenya Rural. Okay. Let me see here. Donholm Phase 8. Congratulations, Honorable Owino. Please come and make our roads on Donholm Phase 8. Pay us a visit and see for yourself. You will be shocked. That's one. Just hang on there.
Yes.
Magari yetu imeharibika Tasia Road. Please. Okay. So that's another one on roads. Let me see here if there's any. Mihango to Kayole Road. I'm trusting that's still within Embakasi East.
Yes.
This is 7 years behind schedule. This is Henry Mpalale from Embakasi East. They are appealing to you to hasten the construction of that. And let me see if there's any other on construction. Okay, several others, but generally so what's the long-term plan? Because I see you'll have to spend a lot of the money that you have access to on roads.
I will do it because roads is a priority. People must be able to move to their to areas where they work in Embakasi or to areas where they live in Embakasi East constituency. Roads, I will give it a priority, and it is, in fact, it was the first challenge that is facing the residents, followed by matters water problems, challenges of water. So let the Embakasi East residents also know that you can't take the shortest time to do all these things. As a member of parliament, I have to take a term that I was given, and I will move with speed to ensure that I provide remedies to these challenges.
Are there any roads you can confirm will be completed by the end of this year? We're in June right now.
I've already told you the roads that we've already done, more than 8 by now.
More than 8
and
by
I
now.
know in so many constituencies they've done just 1 or 2 or none at all. But at least I've done at least around 8 roads in Embakasi East constituency. And some of the roads that will be worked on, there's a road in Hurlingham, it's in Miango Ward. The Hurlingham road in Miango Ward has been done, it has been tarmacked. There's a road in Mihango, the Ochok road. That one I'm going to work on it. There's another one that my brother has told you that is leading towards Kayole. There's another road that is the Tasia stage, moving towards Catholic school.
All those part of the plan done?
They're part of my plan. It's just a matter of time. So little patience from my people will be good for me.
Will be good. Okay, so I'm still getting a lot of SMS. I will have to find a way to send them to you so that you can know.
Please do.
Someone is saying Benedicta is also another road, land grabbing. So those seem to be key issues in Embakasi East. As we wrap up this discussion, we've had reports in one of the papers, Nairobi News, that you want to spend maybe 11 million shillings in purchasing a football team. Was it FC? Is there any truth to that?
I think it's not a priority now. My priority now is to help my people.